Good evening. I am Paul Sadler, and I am the pastor of Mount Zion Congregational Church, United Church of Christ, and it is my privilege to welcome each and every one of you to this momentous occasion, the swearing-in ceremony of the NAACP Cleveland Chapter. That deserves some applause. Mount Zion has a rich history with the NAACP, not just locally, but nationally. In the 1920s, one of the first national conventions of the NAACP was held at what was then called Mount Zion Temple on 55th Street in one of our previous locations. The national gathering of the NAACP took place there, and we have a picture of that. We have a picture of that shows many of the officers and those who gathered for that great celebration on the steps of Mount Zion. So we're excited to have the NAACP here. We are honored by your presence. I'm going to invite now the Reverend Larry Howard to come to bring us our invocation.
Good evening. Shall we bow our heads in prayer? Well, God, we thank you for this day. We thank you that you've allowed us to be a part of this wonderful, wonderful experience, what we call life. We thank you for this occasion to come together to celebrate this great organization that has done so much for people. We thank you for this newly elected president, Danielle, and we ask that you would give her all that she needs, all of the support, the courage, the wisdom, and the sagacity to do the work that you have assigned under her hands to do. Not only her, but all of the officers of this organization, we pray that you would empower us to do your bidding. Bless the work and all that we attempt in your name. Remember each person here. And while I got you on the line, remember us as we depart from this place and bless this church, this pastor, and every church door that's opened in your name. As we continue the good fight, blessings and benedictions. In the name of Jesus we pray. Let us all say amen.
Thank you, Dr. Howard. We are honored to have among us tonight elected officials. We'd like to ask all elected officials who are present to please stand so that we might acknowledge you. All of our elected officials who are present. We want to acknowledge all NAACP representatives. First, Tom Roberts, president of the NAACP Ohio Conference. Andre Washington, treasurer, NAACP Ohio Conference. And Greg Moore, National Executive Board of the NAACP. If you are here, we want to honor you as well. We are so pleased tonight to have one of Cleveland's phenomenal musical artists, Mrs. Victoria Hubbard Barnes, and we're excited that she has accompanying her tonight, Mr. Glenn Bracken.
Great is thy faithfulness, O God, my Father. There is no shadow of turning with thee. Thou changest not thy compassion, they fail not. As thou hast been, thou forever wilt be. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy hands have provided. Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. Pardon for sin and peace that endureth. Thou dear presence to cheer and to guide. Strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Blessings are mine with 10,000 beside. Great is thy faithfulness. Do I have a witness today? Great is thy faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed, thy great big hand has provided. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Great is thy faithfulness. Lord, unto thee.
Great is thy faithfulness, Lord, unto me. We are so grateful to God for this amazing opportunity tonight, to have the opportunity and the blessing of installing the officers of the NAACP Cleveland Branch, and particularly to have the opportunity to install their newly elected leader, Danielle Signal. We thank God. Before I introduce Judge Nelson, I just want to say a word about Danielle. Danielle Sidner is the Executive Director of Economic and Community Development Institute, Northern Ohio. ECDI's mission is to invest in people to create measurable and enduring social and economic change. Danielle worked in banking since 2002, including National City Bank, MBNA, and Bank of America, with experience in retail banking and management experience in credit card sales, service, and lending. Danielle is also a licensed financial advisor and was with Merrill Lynch in 2011. She draws from her professional experiences to build genuine relationships where clients, partners, and the community can benefit, and all of us know that that's the truth. She is committed to seeing that her clients and all of us have access to all the opportunities that are available to us. We are so grateful today to install her in this great office. And I want to introduce the man who will install her, the Honorable Judge Michael L. Nelson, Sr. Now I want to just say a word about the judge before I robe him. This will be my first opportunity to robe a judge. I've ordained deacons and preachers, but I've never robed a judge. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to take my time robing tonight. So he knows that he has been robed. Michael Leroy Nelson Sr. is a judge on the Cleveland Municipal Court. His road to the bench began at an early age when he lost his biological father to violence on the mean streets of Cleveland. Michael's mom subsequently remarried, and she, along with his stepfather, Osa Reed, and grandmother, Marie Graham, instilled in Michael and his brothers and sister a sense of community. Michael attended high school in both the United States and Canada, graduating from the renowned Cleveland Glenville High School. Oh, he's a tall blood. All right. Michael received his Bachelor of Arts degree in Education in 1972 from Central State University. While at Central State, Michael's organizational skills were first displayed when he recruited students to travel to Cleveland to work in the historic campaign of Carl B. Stokes to become the first African American to be elected mayor of a major American city. Michael Nelson is also a great man beyond being a judge and one who serves on the municipal bench. He's a member of a fraternity, not the right one, but he's a member of I'm glad that he is here. He once had the opportunity to describe me, and he called me at that time, about a year and a half ago, as the most excited neophyte that Omega Psi Phi has ever had. When it takes 40 years, you ought to be excited. Amen. But I'm excited to introduce, to some, and present to others the Honorable Judge Michael L. Nelson, who will install our leaders. All right, make sure you get this on the camera.
As the pastor of this house, leader of this flock, and a friend of all of ours, he is a dynamic pastor. He's in the historic church, and it's one in which a lot of our friends and or family have roots in, as this church has been provided leadership both in civil rights and in setting a moral standard in our community. It's going to give me a great deal of pleasure to install the president-elect to be the president after I install Danielle Sidner. We began this battle many, many years ago when a number of us determined that the NAACP was getting long in both teeth. There was a time, and they did a great job when they were in leadership. There was a time when our president was 70 plus, our first vice president was 86, our second vice president was 83, our third vice president was 84. And we determined then that at some point we were going to have to revitalize our leadership. And we began that battle, and we weren't successful the first time. Jim Hardiman, in fact, stepped back and deferred so that Danielle could run for one of the presidencies. It wasn't successful that time, but we determined in our minds that at some point, this dynamic, let me hear you clap for the word dynamic. This dynamic leader would take her place as president of this Cleveland branch, and we are so glad to know that she has accomplished that goal with the support of a number of you. And at this time, we've asked Ms. Sitnor to please come to the podium. Come right on up. Right up. I'm going to ask you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Danielle Sitnor, solemnly swear to discharge, to the best of my ability, the responsibilities of office as president of the Cleveland Branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, in accordance with its Constitution and bylaws, and the decisions of its governing bodies. I dedicate myself anew to its principles of equality and justice under law. I shall always keep the goals of the NAACP above any personal or individual interest that might hinder the attainment of those goals. I ask the continued help of Almighty God and all those who will be sworn to keep this oath in keeping of this pledge. Congratulations. At this time, we're going to ask the officers and executive committee members to please stand. We want you to come up and face the crowd. Come up on the podium, and each one of you is going to face the crowd. Okay, over there. This is what leadership should look like. It's diverse by age, it's diverse by skill set, all committed to one goal. I'm going to ask each one of you to raise your right hand, and you're going to repeat after me. I solemnly swear to discharge to the best of my ability the responsibilities of my office in the Cleveland Branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. In accordance with this Constitution bylaws, and the decisions of its governing bodies. I dedicate myself anew to its principles of equality and justice under the law. I will always keep the goals of the NAACP above any purely personal or individual interests that might hinder the attainment of those goals. I ask the continued help of Almighty God and those who take this oath with me in keeping this pledge. How about a big hand for our newly sworn officers? After everyone has been photographed, we're going to have our newly sworn president come to the podium and give you words of encouragement and wisdom.
Good evening, everyone. So first, I'd like to give honor to God, who's the head of my life.
Amen.
You know it wouldn't be a black event if I didn't do that first, right? No, but seriously, without my faith, I wouldn't be able to balance all of the things that I have going on. I'd also like to thank Reverend Paul Sadler for opening his house to us this evening. And I really want to thank my civil rights mentor, the Honorable Judge Michael L. Nelson, Sr., for his remarks and for taking the time to swear us in this evening. I'd like my family to stand, please. So I have my closest cousin, Kimberly Todd, who's the only one here holding me down in Cleveland. My mother, Marcia Sidnor, all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. My baby sister, who people think we're twins, Elizabeth, who lives in Philadelphia. And my two sons, Noah and Giles Foster. I'd especially like to thank my boys because they've been rocking with me in the NAACP since I had my days on the Economic Development Committee when they were 8 and 9 years old. But as I look back, I think they only came to meetings because Vanessa always made sure there was chicken. And you know we love that chicken from Popeyes. But seriously, they understand why I work so much and why I attend so many meetings. And they really appreciate the work that I do on behalf of the community. And they support me in all of these activities. So I appreciate them being with us tonight. I want to also thank all of the leaders who were sworn in with me this evening because This was not an individual endeavor. This was a team activity. This took a lot of planning, a lot of thoughtfulness went into this. And so I want to give a round of applause to, again, the leaders that were sworn in this evening. I often get asked, what is the NAACP doing? And my response is, what are you doing? Because you see, the NAACP is much like the church. We're simply made up of members. And the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are what? Few. There's a whole lot of work to be done, but individuals look for somebody else to do it. But the work needs to be done by all of us that are here in this room. So if you want to see the NAACP do more, I encourage you to join us. Finally, I'd like to thank all of the NAACP members that are here this evening, because I appreciate your vote of support and your commitment to the cause of social justice. So we give our members a round of applause. We're going to get recognized. All right, I'm done. That was a list of like Oscar thank yous, right? I was waiting for the violin to come out. I won't be before you long this evening, but I have a few remarks that I'd like to share, and I'll summarize them with the theme, when will we be ready? I'll repeat that. When will we be ready? As I prepared for this evening, I had to think about the women in my life that are personally inspirational to me. My mother has always been a tireless advocate and was a real-life example for me of why you must use your voice. I watched her run our family businesses along with my father while managing to hold my teachers and school systems accountable for ensuring that all 6 of her kids received the education they deserved. My parental grandmother, Ida Sidnor, who was a mother of 14, an activist, a community leader, and was at one point in time the president for the Sacramento NAACP branch. My great aunt, Cecilia Huffman White, who is a master negotiator. She's still organizing people and politics behind the scenes somewhere right now. And my great aunt Alice Huffman, who I could never figure out what she did when I was growing up. We lived in Sacramento and she had a pool in her backyard. She drove a Benz and she always had a fur coat. I said, I don't know what she does, but I sure want to do that. You see, she took me to my first event as a kid where there were white tablecloths and multiple sets of silverware, and you had to sit still and be nice. Those were great examples for me to have, and as I became an adult, I understood more about them. She had one event where Betty Shabazz, Malcolm X's wife, was speaking, and she invited me to share the stage with her and share my campaign story of how I successfully won the 6th grade presidency for student council. But it was those types of opportunities that prepared me for even this opportunity today. She's still running her own public affairs firm. She also serves on the national board of the NAACP, and she's the president for the California-Hawaii State Conferences for the NAACP. But there's one more woman that I've never met, but I feel that she's very inspiring, and I want to tell you a story about her. Some of you may know her, and some of you may have never heard of her before. Mrs. Fannie Lou Hamer. I'm going to tell you a little bit of an excerpt from a testimony that she provided back in 1964. It was the 31st of August, 1962, when 18 of us traveled 26 miles to the county courthouse to try and register to become first-class citizens. We were met with policemen, highway patrolmen, and they only let 2 of us in to take the literacy test at that time. So I'm going to summarize a little bit more of her speech. Miss Fannie Lou Hamer was a sharecropper, and word traveled back to the plantation owner that she had gone down to try and register to vote. So when she got back to her farm, he said, if you don't go down and withdraw your application to register to vote, you are going to have to leave here. And even if you do withdraw, you still might have to leave here because we're not ready for that in Mississippi. She told him, I didn't try and register for you. I registered for me. She ended up leaving the plantation that night because she was forced out and evicted from her sharecropping situation. That was in 1962 in August. In September, 16 bullets were fired into the home of a neighbor because they were trying to target her. In June of 1963, she was arrested, taken to jail, and beaten simply for that act of going to try and register to vote in 1962. But in August of 1964, she provided that powerful testimony that I just summarized for you at the Democratic National Convention in Atlantic City, New Jersey. And the then sitting president, Lyndon Johnson, called a national press conference to interrupt the live broadcast of her testimony, because in just those few words, he knew that if the rest of the country had a chance to hear what she was going to say, that it would compel them to change and act differently, and it would put on notice the travesty of what was happening during that day. And to just put that into context, my mother was 9 years old when that took place. This wasn't 200 years ago. This wasn't 1,000 years ago. My mother lived to see that, and many of you that are in this room were alive when that happened. So again, I ask you, when will we be ready? And my answer is now. We must be ready now to have the difficult conversations that make us uncomfortable. Conversations with black people and white people about race and systems of oppression that still plague our country. We must be ready now to have the difficult conversations with the black community about uniting, about supporting, and holding each other accountable for what we know is possible. We must have difficult conversations with our elected officials, business leaders, and educational institutions about what it's really going to take to close the wealth gap, health disparity gap, and educational gap. In the words of Fannie Lou Hamer, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. When will we be ready? We are ready now. We're ready for economic inclusion, we're ready for better health outcomes, and we're ready for high quality education regardless of zip code. We are ready now. Say it with me. We are ready now. Thank you. So I do want to acknowledge individually the executive committee members that are here this evening. So as I call your name, if you would please stand so that way everybody knows who you are. So my first vice president, Pastor Jerome Hurst. Second vice president, Mr. Carl Ewan. My secretary, Ms. Ronisha Jordan. She's not present, but our assistant secretary is Kayla Griffin. She had a prior commitment. Our treasurer, Latrice Purnell. Assistant treasurer, Michelle Kinney. And then I'm going to do a list of at-large members. So I'm going to ask you to hold your applause to the end like we're at a graduation. Okay? Nobody scream out no matter I say somebody's name. So I have Mr. Will Tarter, Dylan Sellers. No, there you are. Fred Harris.
Stay standing.
Yes, stay standing. Pastor Larry Howard. Angela Woodson. Meltrice Sharp. Look, now I'm blanking on names. I'm going to go to the other side. Donna Nelson. Nakia Miller. Francis Blount. Dr. Eugene Jordan. All right. Nope. There's no way I could forget this one because we're together probably like 3 times a week. Renee Richard. Thank you guys very much.
We want to take this opportunity to acknowledge all members of the clergy who are here. All members of the clergy, would you please stand so that we can recognize you? We would be remiss if we did not acknowledge our sponsors and caterers this evening. We want to acknowledge Pearl Flower Catering, Simply Elegant Catering, Platform Brewery, Joyful Events Designs, Rodney L. Brown, our photographer, Morgan Litho Printing, and we want to invite you to please join us for the reception at Third Space for a meet and greet with our new leadership, and the directions to Third Space are on the back of your program. So don't throw the program away or you'll never make it to the reception. At this time, we want to invite all to stand for the singing of the Black National Anthem. Would you remain standing for the benediction? And now as we prepare to go from this place, filled with the joy because of this great celebration, committed to the principles of the NAACP, committed to the journey and the struggle that is before us, inspired by the accomplishments of our past. Now let us go forth to continue to serve you, O God, to continue to be the people that you call us to be, that we might march on, indeed, until victory is won. We ask it in the matchless name of Jesus, our Savior and Redeemer, and for his blessed sake. Let all God's people say, amen. Go in peace.